We're carrying on with our selection of videos on cutting and pasting, and today we're going to look at the Format Painter. Now this doesn't work between applications, so it won't go between Word and Excel. So it'll work in Word and it'll work in Excel, work in PowerPoint, work in Outlook, but you can't use it between them. But it's really good for copying a format, so you don't have to keep going into a cell, choose the colour, choose the alignment, choose the border, and then go and repeat that task. So I'm going to show you and also show you a few tips that you might find useful. So let's start off with Excel, and then I'll do a little demonstration in Word on how it can work. So here we are in Excel. Now just going to show you where the Format Painter is. You've probably used it before. It's up there. And in its most basic form, we can copy formats as it says on the tin. So if I'm just going to click on B1 and I want that format to be elsewhere, I could go Format Painter and then just click elsewhere. So when I type, it will actually bring through the same colour, the same border and the same font. Also in Excel it picks up whether it's currency or percentage, so if you copied a cell that was formatted as a currency, it would copy that. Now, a couple of things we can do with this to make it more efficient, and the first one is double click. So for instance, I'm going to click on the north because that's the format I want to copy, and just to show you, this has got quite a few formats set here because I've got a border, I've got a colour, I've got a font colour, I've got wrap text, and I've also got, there we go, two centering buttons, vertical and horizontal. So there's quite a lot going on, quite a lot to set up manually. So I'm going to just put some extra headings in the top. So in G1 let's put in south east. Don't recommend you lay your documents out of all these spaces, but it gives you an idea of how this works. And let's call this one north east. Okay, so what we want to do, we want the format in C1 to be copied to D1, G1, I1. Okay, so click on C1, go up to your Format Painter and double click it. So I should have said that first. Double click on the Format Painter. Now by doing that, you will keep your cursor painting until you switch it off. So let's try it. So I'm going to click on D1. There we go, it's done all, everything, wrap text, centered, everything. Click on G1 and my cursor's still a paintbrush. Click on E1, it's still a paintbrush. And let's say I also wanted this to apply to oranges, apples and bananas. I'm going to click and drag down because I can still drag and it's still formatting. So by double clicking on the Format Painter, you have that ability to keep using it. Now, I can also go into a different sheet. So let's go into sheet 2. Here's something I prepared earlier. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to highlight my headings. There we go. My mouse is still a paintbrush. Highlight my oranges, bananas and apples. And now I've finished with it, I'm just going to go up to the top, click on Format Painter and switch it off. So by double clicking, you switch it on for as long as you need, and then you can switch it off, which makes it so much more versatile. Let's just go into Word. We'll have a look at a very, very similar thing. So back in our Word document, and we've got this blue colour and it's a different font, different size. So I'm going to highlight that. I could highlight just one word or the whole paragraph. Double click on my Format Painter, and then I can just go through. Because I've got my paintbrush, this is much better in Word. I can just go through, I can paint over, there you go, any sentences I want. If I want to do a whole paragraph, I can just double click on the whole paragraph. Yes. Or I can use my Control key to just do words that aren't next to each other. Yes. So there we go, my Format Painter will stay on until I go back to the top and switch it off, and then you notice my cursor changes from a paintbrush back to a normal cursor. So one click on the Format Painter to paint once, double click to hold the format and keep copying it. And that way, if you've got headings or something, maybe you wanted the headings to be different colours. So if you enjoyed this video, we're doing a series on copy and paste or cut and paste, and how to make some of the hidden things that you've probably not used before. So keep an eye on YouTube, have a look at the videos, because there's going to be little gems in there that you might have been missing, might speed up your day-to-day work. Don't forget to subscribe, don't forget to like this video, and if you've got any comments, we'd love to hear from you. Thanks very much for listening.